This is Group 21 discussing Operation Cleaver. Unveiled in 2014, Operation Cleaver refers to a cyber espionage attack led by Iranian hackers. This operation was aimed at gaining unauthorized access to critical global infrastructures, communications, energy transportation, and much more. These alleged Iranian hackers use an array of advanced techniques like spear phishing and social engineering to gain unauthorized access to valuable and sensitive information. This attack raised many concerns about the cyber warfare space and its growing in potential harm. This operation has raised a need for more cybersecurity measures in order to help prevent these attacks and protect critical information from ever getting out. It is also to protect future attempts at gaining this critical information and to better protect our country.
Operation Cleaver was an event that put the country of Iran on everyone's radar and considered them to be in the hierarchy of cyber power worldwide. This attack affected many countries across the world, including big names such as Canada, the United States, and China. Generally, when there is a cyber attack of this scale, attackers will go for a victim's IP and/or financial data whenever the opportunity presents itself. However, in the case of Operation Cleaver, the Iranian group of hackers actually avoided stealing any data of this sort. It instead focused on grabbing sensitive employee information, schedule details, identification photos, and other documents that are related to housing, telecom, and electricity infrastructures. This pattern suggests that the purpose of Operation Cleaver was just to scope out networks and conduct some sort of survey or observation on them. According to experts looking at a bigger picture, this may lead to some sort of bigger or more major assault at some point in the future.
In Operation Cleaver, they use many different types of attacks. This includes SQL injection, spear phishing, watering hole attacks, and their main attack, which was malware called TinyZbot. So SQL injection involves insertion of a SQL query. A normal SQL query would just be you requesting item number 999, and then it shows you the item name and its description. But an SQL injection manipulates a standard SQL query to exploit non-validated input vulnerabilities in a database. For example, in this SQL injection, they added OR 1 equals 1, and because 1 equals 1 is always true, the query returns all product names and descriptions in the database, including the ones you don't have access to. So spear phishing is the same as phishing, which we learned about in class, except there's a specific target. The goal of a watering hole attack is to infect the website that the victim frequently visits. They can choose the websites by using skills like hacking or social engineering. They infect the website by injecting a malicious code payload into the site, and when the site is visited, the payload triggers and begins an exploit chain to infect the victim's computer. TinyZbot was the main malware that they used, and it's a Trojan horse virus. It can collect information from the clipboard, so it can see anything you copy paste. It's a keylogger, so it can see what you type, and it can also take screenshots, so it can see your screen as well.
As mentioned earlier, Operation Cleaver was multifaceted with many targets across the globe. Therefore, there are many aspects to be careful for keeping safe. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link is very true in computer security. Keeping software up to date ensures that you're safe from vulnerabilities that have already been discovered. This includes anything on the network, from routers and firewalls to end-user devices as well. There's also a human risk aspect as well. Companies need to remind their users and employees of safe practices, such as to not click on suspicious links, visiting unsafe websites, and entering personal information in websites that could be malicious. It's also important to not provide information over the phone or other mediums unless you're sure that the other side is for sure who they say they are. Since Operation Cleaver was going for sensitive information and identification and infrastructure, it's important that information is kept confidential, encrypted, and that our infrastructure is maintained with up-to-date standards and older insecure technologies are dropped. Another prevention method is to stay ahead of the game. Regular third-party penetration testing is a very good way to make sure that policies implemented at the company are actually successful at keeping everyone safe. Results and feedback from said testing should be implemented immediately. Operation Cleaver was a strong recon operation, with the Iranians hoping to ensure that they collect as much crucial information which could be used in future attacks. Regardless of who the attacker is, it's important to stay vigilant against potential threats.